Thomas charging through the midfield. Thomas, it's up for grabs now. Thomas, right at the end.
Hello, welcome. This is the It's Up for Grabs Now Arsenal podcast. I've got Ian Stone with me.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm very well. Ian's been supporting Arsenal since 1904. And Keith Dover is here.
Hello, mate. How you
Keith
doing?
Dover is I'm very well. Keith is here because Tayo is not here. Keith is here. Keith's been supporting Arsenal since 1887, haven't you?
I certainly have, yes.
You missed the first season. But he was there after that. Yeah, he's the longest serving Arsenal fan. He used to get the steam train down to Woolwich.
Yes, I certainly did.
And quite often swim back after.
I used to actually clean Herbert Chapman's bear, because it's a little known fact, Herbert Chapman was given a bear by Stalin when Arsenal played in Moscow. They were inseparable. And I used to clean out the bear pit.
Oh, you cleaned the bear, but you didn't actually clean the bear.
Well, occasionally I'd have to
What you said was, I cleaned the bear.
Well, you know, the bear...
It's not exaggerating.
Not exaggerating in any stretch of the imagination, and why should it be?
Now, marvellous week for Arsenal supporters everywhere, because we've won 2-1 at Anfield. Why is it that winning at Anfield is so much more pleasurable than almost anywhere else?
Oh God, it was good.
Because it's Anfield, and it's just lovely to see them suffer, isn't it? Essentially, I think it's a pleasure to watch, especially when they're 1-0 up at half time.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh.
And I could buy
they played so
newspapers
bad
again.
as well. They played so bad. Bad enough for Arsene Wenger to
We were
lose
so
it.
bad, right? This is what I'm going to. This is the text that I sent. My mate Greg, who's a Scouser, sent me a text. Sent me a lot of texts, obviously during the first half. Less in the second half.
Yeah.
And I sent him a text at half time. I'll read it to you. Can hardly bring myself to watch the second half. Woeful. Don't think it was a free kick for the goal. It was. But we don't deserve anything. Reina hasn't touched the ball. Must do better. And
You said
that's what I said.
Yeah, I got that text too,
We
yeah.
were shocking.
Yeah, we were shocked.
Unbelievably bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't put two passes together. Didn't have a shot on goal. They were crap. They've got
Well, they were a
Dirk
bit
Kuyt
better.
and
They were-
Yossi Benayoun on the wings. These two are hopeless. They're not good enough for our team. They've only got two players.
Well,
Why were we so bad?
Well, you know how superstitious I am, so I didn't have the radio on. I wasn't putting teletext on, so I get the phone goes. I think, oh, do I look at it? Do I look at it? No, I won't look at it. Yes, I do. Oh, 1-0 down, we're woeful. And oh, Christ. You know.
Well, you won't watch football on TV, will you?
No.
Why don't you watch football on TV?
Because it makes me tense. I'm bad enough when I'm watching it down
No,
at the
it isn't just that,
Arsenal.
though. There's some other thing, though, isn't there? Where there's some superstitious thing where you will not watch Arsenal on television.
No, because we lose, right? If I put the radio on, bang, they've scored a goal, the opposition. You know, 5 times that's happened this season, that either equalised or...
And you think it's because of you?
Yes.
You know what that is? That's magical thinking.
Well, it might be-
Google it. You think that you're having an influence on things outside
I'm
your
not
own
saying-
sphere.
I
You
don't
don't even control your life in your own house.
I don't want that influence, though, Al, do I? You know, so I'm...
But you haven't got the influence.
Well, you say that. Well, how comes every time I turn the radio on, Adebayor gets the goal? West Ham...
It doesn't. That's not what happens.
Scores.
It's happened once, and you think it happens every time.
It's happened 4 times. I turn the radio on, bang, they score.
It's already gone
against
down
us.
from 5 to 4 in 1 minute.
I'm not counting the equaliser that West Ham
Every time
got.
I said you'd come round and watch the match, oh no, I can't come round. I'm
And
superstitious.
what happened? The time I was coming round, I was one road away from when we was playing Villarreal. They get a penalty. I had to stop the car
that's the
outside your
clincher.
house.
We did not have a penalty against Villarreal because you were one road away from my house.
If I'd have stepped through that door, Jens Lehmann would never have saved that. I am responsible for getting...
This is
Arsenal
absolutely
through to
true.
the
You know, this
final.
is true. You were at my house for that game.
No, I wasn't at your house for that.
I
game.
had to go out in the street and tell him that Jens Lehmann had saved the penalty because he wouldn't come in the house and watch it.
Yeah.
I think it's reasonable. There's loads of gooners listening
Keith,
to this
why don't
who
you-
will sympathise.
So when was the last time you watched a game on TV?
Well, the Olympiacos one, because it didn't really matter, you know.
We lost that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And we lost
There
that,
you
and
go.
that was you.
So, thank you very much. That was down to me.
No, but
No,
Keith, why do you think you have any influence over
I'm
these
not
events at
saying
all?
I do. I'm just
Well,
saying
if you're
it
saying you
happens.
don't-
I don't really want it. If there's a shaman I can go to and have the curse lifted,
No, you
I'll
don't
go
have to have
to
the
him.
curse lifted.
There isn't a curse.
Just talk to us.
How
Come
can you
round
say it isn't a curse? You don't think I
Because
enjoy
we lose
turning-
games that you don't watch on TV as well.
Well, not that many.
And
no.
what about you won't ever watch a game? You won't ever videotape a game, either, will
No,
you? Why not?
Because Littlewood's Cup final against Luton Town. That was the first game I taped.
1987.
Bang, there you go.
1988.
Pear shape.
88.
You should know better. You've been a
Yeah.
fan since 1904.
So I've never taken the
1988.
game
That's the
since.
first game he's ever videotaped. We lost 3-2. What happened? You went home.
Threw a can of beer at the wall. and got in bed and fell asleep.
No, you didn't. You rewound
I'll
it,
rewound it and put it
press
on
record, and taped over the entire tape.
Right,
game. Yeah.
and you've never taped a game since?
Never taped the game since.
I didn't know he was this mental. I had
Taped a
no
game.
idea.
In 21 years, he hasn't taped a game.
Sky Plus now,
in
it's
case
so
we
lovely.
lose
I bet
3-2.
someone can text in who will totally agree with me, and I think I'm right.
He doesn't really need to tape them, since he doesn't like to watch them anyway.
So what happens is, when we play Liverpool away and we win 2-1, he doesn't watch.
No.
But he gets texts from you.
I text him,
Yeah.
say, well, we're so rubbish, I don't even know, I don't think I'm going to watch the second half. I did watch it, obviously.
Yeah, yeah,
When I
yeah.
say, I don't think I'm going to watch the second half, I am going to watch the second half.
Yeah.
I thought you weren't watching the second half out.
I totally watched the whole thing, obviously.
Yeah, quite. And we know that.
He's not watching it. I text him going, we're 2-1 up. I'll get text from him going, I don't want to know don't tell me anything else till full time.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to know what's going on.
No.
Even knowing
No.
might be enough to influence the game.
Because I could have turned on that radio and bang, Liverpool would have made
Listen,
it 2-2 and then 3-2.
Even just because you know doesn't mean you have to turn on the radio and listen to it. It's just if you're happy enough just to get text saying we're winning.
I'm fine
and
with
it
that.
doesn't- Well, then fine.
Yeah.
But you don't have to turn the radio on at that point and find out what's going on, because then you will mess it up.
Well,
we
you
realise
You
that.
see, that's what I'm trying to say. So, Alan, when the game's finished, Alan can send a simple text. We've won. You can watch Match of the Day tonight. Thank you very much.
What about when we went up in 1991? Do you remember this? We went up on the train. This was at that time, right? At that time, there weren't many games on a Sunday. So it's quite unusual to go up on the train on a Sunday, and everyone's hungover. They've been out all night. And people are sleeping everywhere on the train, and the bloke gets... So we get to the outskirts of Liverpool.
Yeah, we're just pulling in.
Just pulling in, and
yeah.
you can see all the back-to-back terraces and all that, and you're just getting in, you're thinking, oh, this is a... So, and you get to the outskirts of Liverpool, and this bloke suddenly woke up in his sleep from Euston. He woke up, he went over to the window, he slid the window down, and he went, "You Norman!" And then he put the window back up, sat back down, and went to sleep.
Yeah.
And we just imagine all people out mowing their backyards, and all the train goes by there. "You Norman!" And Paul Merson scored. We won 1-0, and we got on the bus.
Oh, with that goal with the tight angle.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah. How did he get that one in?
Nice
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
1-2 on halfway, and he was off, right? They were playing offside trap just inside their own half, like they always used to, because Hansen and Lawrence were so quick. I don't even know they were playing that day, but anyway, that was their tactic.
Yeah.
He went on, scored. We won 1-0. They appeal for handball every 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, even in the
Handball.
penalty box.
Every time they touched the ball, we were going, handball,
centre
handball,
circle.
handball,
Yeah.
handball. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
And that one guy come over and wanted to take on the entire Arsenal away end.
Yeah, and he was pointing to the exit,
Yeah.
so we were all pointing in all directions.
Yeah.
Saying, where do you mean, mate?
Where, over there, over here.
And they put us on a bus to take us back to Lime Street, and the bus got stoned by someone.
Yeah, it was
And then-
like a civic reception of hell, wasn't it?
Every street was lined by people giving you the finger.
Yeah,
And
grannies
kids
were coming
running
out.
across Stanley Park, as far as you could see them in the distance coming towards you, and then getting right up to the bus, and then just standing in front of you giving double V's, the pair of them double V's. And then we saw a whole family.
Yeah.
A granddad, a father,
Father,
a kid,
little
and a kid
mum.
in a pushchair. And they're all giving you the finger.
Yeah,
In a
like-
pushchair. In a pushchair. Suddenly, it went off then. I was going with it up to
He
the
did.
pushchair.
The kid in the pushchair gave me the finger.
You know
How
when
old?
a team win the cup and they parade it round the streets? It was
I know
like that, but in reverse.
Right.
Of hatred. you
Yeah, well,
know.
I've been to Liverpool. I've had to walk 3 miles back to the station and get chased all the way, and somebody tried to nick my sheepskin coat. I've had all that, so I
Yeah.
know
What-
what
why
it's
you were
like.
wearing it?
You know, try to nick his sheepskin coat. A sheep.
I'm having that back.
Even the sheep are rough.
But that woman sitting in front of me, she said, "Don't antagonise them."
That was after the stone at the window that she was sitting there, to be fair to her.
We were, yeah.
Don't antagonise them. Just coming from London and winning is enough to do that.
So all these years, for some reason, it's still, for me, it's a little bit more satisfying than
Yeah.
any other ground when you win at Anfield. I don't know what it is about it, because they make such a thing about it,
Yeah.
right? Everyone else has got good grounds or good teams sometimes, but they go, Anfield is supposed to be special. We've got a sign that says, this is Anfield, when you go down the steps.
And the cop
in case
made
you're
this
lost.
tremendous noise, which they didn't.
The cop don't make any noise at all.
To be fair,
It's
no
an
one.
absolutely bog-average northern ground.
It is now. I expect, except on European
They're no
nights.
more passionate than Bolton Wanderers at the Reebok.
Well, they do fill their seats.
No,
but-
they get big flags. They're
Yeah.
allowed a big flag on a
Yeah.
European night.
Yeah.
But they don't even get penalties anymore. That made me laugh so much when
Like-
Gerrard didn't get that
Oh,
penalty.
yes.
He didn't have the ball under control.
No,
though,
he
did
didn't. He
No.
knocked the ball out. But I mean, even
It
though
was
he
a
knocked the
penalty.
ball out, and you could think,
The
well,
contract with the devil has expired.
normally that's a nailed-on penalty
Yeah.
for them at
Yeah.
Anfield, regardless of
Nothing.
whether the ball's gone out or not.
Marvellous, wasn't
He
it?
didn't get it. He got up, he looked round, he was just cleaning his boots off to take
mean,
it,
yeah,
and the ref's gone, no, I'm not giving that.
No.
The ball's gone out of play, you've lost it. No, but don't you understand?
Yeah, you don't get
It's
the deal.
Anfield.
Yeah, that is certainly the freedom. Well, Rooney dived, didn't he, the other day, and he just...
Don't even get me started on Rooney.
Oh, yeah, where was the media
I
then?
rather feel I am.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, we didn't see Rooney the monster, did we?
Oh.
You know.
What is wrong with it? Why is it that he's allowed to do this all the time? I was glad
He
that
got
bloke
booked.
booked him.
He got booked.
I was glad that bloke booked him. But why is he not castigated as a cheat across the media? We had this with
Because he's
Eduardo,
English.
right?
Because he's English.
All right, with Eduardo, it did lead to a penalty and a goal. Eduardo has gone down trying to win a penalty when the Celtic goalkeeper's gone at his feet. And he's got a penalty and he scored it. And then the Celtic fans have been tweeting me non-stop for months claiming that that's the reason they're not in the Champions League.
Oh, yeah,
Not the
of
fact that
course.
they got absolutely battered over 2 legs, had one shot on goal in the last minute of the second leg when they were already 5-0 down in aggregate.
Yeah.
That's not the reason. No, that's why they got... And he was castigated, and as was Hog of Liverpool, who went over Lee Carsley and
Oh,
nicked
well,
penalty against Birmingham.
that was a
But
dive and
neither of
half.
those, neither Eduardo or Hog, who were both obviously looking for a pen in the box, neither of those were as bad as Rooney's. That was ridiculous.
And it's not the
Luke
first
Young.
time. He's done it against us.
He's done it twice against us.
Against
And in
us.
all the
Over
phone-ins-
Southgate.
Oh, he's done it twice when it's worked for him. When they've got penalties and scored from.
Yeah.
Never mind all the other dives he hasn't got away with.
And in every phone-in, you get the people, there they are, oh, there's children watching this, newlyweds, oh, what's the effect it's going to have on the game? Oh, it's a disgrace.
I think newlyweds would have better things to do than watch Man United.
That's how
I
ridiculous
personally
it is.
feel.
It was like-
Maybe after they were having a cigarette.
The Eduardo
Watch a
incident
bit
was
of the
like the
game.
first time anyone has ever dived for a penalty in football history. And I heard, what was it, Talk Spite, they were all day long, oh, this is a disgrace to football.
Yeah.
I run a children's team.
Newlyweds.
Oh. Well, it's that. I mean, won't somebody think of the children?
Are you happy, darling? I am very happy. Shall we watch a bit of television? No, Rooney's dived. I can't.
Oh, I can't
Oh,
watch
that's
that.
ruined my
Oh,
day. Listen, I bought a newspaper. You know, it's not
No,
like me. I
that's
bought
outrageous.
a newspaper, right,
You
to
didn't.
see. I wanted to see if Rooney was going to get properly castigated
You bought a
for that
newspaper.
massive cheating incident. And this is what he read in the paper that I got. This is written by Paul Wilson in the Observer, right? Rooney was booked.
And that's
That's
it.
basically it.
Is that it?
That's basically it, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
And he goes, for ludicrously diving in search of a penalty when Luke Young had already pulled out the tackle. Not like you, Luke Young, that. Excellent restraint from Luke Young. And then, but comma, though in fairness, the England striker was United's liveliest attacker and was unlucky when he crashed a shot against the bar.
He's ripping the paper up now and throwing it in the heap.
Unbelievable!
Yeah.
In fairness, he was lively. That's nothing to do with it. You cheated.
Yep.
What if he got the penalty, right, and they got a draw out of it, and then Aston Villa don't get in the Champions League by a point or something? That's it.
cheating. But the
But
players
in
accept-
fairness, he was quite lively. In fairness, I wouldn't want to upset
Yeah.
him. In fairness, we are going to try and get quotes from him all for next summer in the World Cup.
Well, there is that, isn't
Whereas
there? I mean, let's
Eduardo's
face
the
it.
I was
monster.
bigger England fan as anyone, right? I went to see the Portugal game when he stamped on Carvalho and let everyone down. I also saw the Portugal game in 2004 when he was very unlucky and broke his foot.
Yeah.
I've been over to tournaments for the last 15 years. I'm going to go to South Africa and I want us to win the World Cup. But I can't have this constant diving at Old Trafford. And then he has the audacity then to say, oh, I don't dive. It would be dishonest to my fellow professionals. Him and Gerrard.
Yeah.
John,
They
John
never
Terry
dive.
goes, oh no, it's not an English thing. English people don't. We're not like that.
Francis Lee.
It's idiotic,
Yeah.
idiotic
Yeah.
English, boring island mentality bigotry that drives me absolutely out of my mind. I'm
Yeah.
sick of it. You are a cheat, Rooney. An absolute nailed-on cheat to the soles of your feet. A cheat. You were a cheat when you were a teenager. You're a cheat now. You'll be cheating for the rest of your career. You're an absolute cheat. And everyone who referees at Old Trafford should know that. That's what they should have on the tunnel. Never mind, this is Anfield at Liverpool. We are cheats. Should be on the tunnel as you walk out. Oh, watch out for us. We are going to be trying to con you morning, noon and night. Our manager is a lying, cheating, thieving bastard. We're all cheating scum.
It's a big
Sorry.
sign. That's a big sign.
Yeah, it's a big sign.
It's a big sign. Well put.
But they have got a very big tunnel at Old Trafford and they could easily fit all that
it all
in.
the way
They can have it
down.
on some sort of ticker tape type thing.
Yeah,
The red,
on that
red dots.
scoreboard.
Yeah.
We are cheats. Sorry, we are cheats. We are cheating scum.
Talking about
Absolute cheating vermin. Who's worse, him or Gerrard? Gerrard is a cheat.
Gerrard's
He's
worse.
another one. I don't
Gerrard's
dive.
worse.
Oh, no, it's not English. We don't dive.
dive,
No, we
no.
don't cheat. You're a cheat, Gerrard. You never stop diving. They're the two biggest cheats in the Premier League. Now Ronaldo's gone. Even Drogba looks good compared to them.
Feel better
So,
now?
Much better now.
it's xenophobia.
Absolute raving cheat.
Xenophobia on the part of the press and the
What
footballers.
is it? What's the phobia when you're quite annoyed about your own country? So I don't have xenophobia.
Phobia?
I like foreigners.
Oh,
I like I like a foreign restaurant and
Right.
a foreign midfielder.
Shameophobia?
Patriophobia.
Patriophobia, that's it.
I
Yeah.
imagine.
I hate English people who go on about those foreigners. Yeah, we didn't used to have this in the Premier League. We didn't used to have diving. They've brought it over. Oh, come on. It makes me... I'm going to throw something. It makes me furious. The biggest cheat in the league is England's best player. And he's never going to hold his hands up. And Luke Young should have just chinned him. It would have been worth a red card.
So, and now we've got Phil Brown Saturday. So how do we feel about it? Because he's missed honesty. I mean, how dare Fabregas come on the pitch at the end of a game, you know,
In his coat.
in his coat on a cold night?
Oh, that was funny. Last year we played Hull. And that was it. Yeah, Fabregas coming at the end to celebrate. And Phil Brown was annoyed about it. And he goes... they said, what was the problem with it, Phil? And he goes, well, first of all, the way he was dressed.
Yeah, he didn't like that, did
Very
he?
provocative.
What was he was wearing a coat?
He was he had a leather coat, slightly pinned up a bit round the collar.
A bit of a hood.
He looked like an exchange student.
He always does. He always
Jeans,
does.
yeah.
Who's,
Well
Grant's
dressed.
died and he's come into 500 quid.
Casual
Bought
but
himself some
smart.
nice casual wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because Wenger didn't shake his hand. If I was Wenger this Saturday, I'd make a big deal of it. I'd have a brass band, a mayor from the 2K there. He should kiss him on both cheeks, give him a hug, and go, "Oh, Phil, vive la France!"
I know. I've got an idea for
a
Arsenal.
great
right?
idea.
That is a good idea, and I do like that because I like the formality and the
Yeah.
ceremony of it. But also during the game,
Yeah.
if we score, I'd like Arsenal to go over and offer to high five the opposition man.
Yeah, that makes
Particularly if we score against Manchester City in April when Mark Hughes goes, just go over and say, Mark, high five.
high five. Yeah,
High five.
Yeah.
High five. Don't leave me hanging,
Yeah.
Hughesy. High five me.
I also think the Arsenal players should come out on space hoppers, those big orange space hoppers.
Oh, yeah, because Phil Brown looks like a space hopper.
It does, doesn't
Ah,
it?
is
That
that
would please
right?
Teo.
Is that right?
That's Teo's idea.
I wasn't aware that Phil Brown looked like a space hopper,
look
so
at the
therefore
colour
I
of
would
his
think,
face.
why are the team all on space hoppers?
No,
That's
check
all.
it out. Check it out on their Up for Grabs Facebook page.
Ah, yeah.
It's the Phil Brown space. You can, by the way, email us at upforgrabs@playbackmedia.co.uk. We have got some emails this week. Tayo's emailed us.
Hey!
From the slopes.
He says, hi, guys, and he knows that. He knows
You
he's
said.
done
You
that on
said.
purpose.
Of course he did, yeah. He has.
I
Fair
will not
play.
read out any email that says, hi, guys, and he's just taunting
That's
me.
funny. That is
He goes, I'm writing this from a chairlift in Les Arcs.
Well, he's ripping it up again, and it's been soft behind.
What a little twat. Anyway, there's a Crystal Palace supporter who hasn't turned up tonight. Here's one from Michael Dial. As a loyal gooner from Nuneaton, last week's podcast had a lot to enjoy. Ian made a joke about Nuneaton. Download last week's podcast for that one.
Should we?
This
I'm
one
not
is
doing it again.
Daryl Booth. He says, hello, gentlemen. You see...
Yeah, that's all I could
Hello,
do.
gentlemen. It's a bit camp.
Avoiding Alan's pet hate greeting at all costs. Yeah, but hello, gentlemen, it's
No,
polite.
that's
You know. Good day, gentlemen. I
All right,
prefer.
lads.
Please, 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 can you fix it for me? Now, listen, you
Yes.
might have misunderstood what we can do here at the podcast. We can rant about the cheating English bastards, but we can't change anything. To personally laugh in Alan Hansen's face, so that afterwards he has to mop the spittle and freshly eaten cream crackers out of his waxwork-like face.
What?
We could try and muster
Can
that up.
we get that sorted?
I missed Match of the Day 2 this week. I'm going to watch it on iPlayer with a tissue and lube at hand. Oh, no, he's ruined it.
What?
Oh, no.
Oh, do people really masturbate when we win at Anfield? Is it that good?
Oh, too much information.
Oh,
It always
yeah.
means more to some people than others.
He just wanted to see Hansen have to comment on Arsenal winning at Anfield. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that's
Okay.
that one. Hello, boys. Really enjoying the show.
Hello, boys.
Was just wondering if any of you watched the Sky Sports coverage after Sunday. This is from Hayley Wright. After Sunday's game, long enough to see Ian St John crying.
Oh,
Yes.
tell me about this. I'm
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. He was a bit upset, wasn't
It
he?
was absolutely superb.
Yeah.
Sky Sports at the weekend. I didn't go to Anfield. I watched it on television. There was Jamie Redknapp with a tiny
Tiny
tie.
I
tiny
noticed.
little tie
I was
knot.
looking this week.
You
I
know
thought
when
that
you
is
play
small.
football on AstroTurf, right? You know, and they have this modern AstroTurf, and it has those black rubber bits in it that gets in your
Yes,
shoes.
get loads of them.
Yeah, because they put rubber down. His tie knot is the size of one of those little rubber bits. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a small tie.
And then there's Alan Smith, who somehow
Smudger.
legend, obviously,
Legend.
double championship winner, Golden Boot winner,
Although a bit
couple of
moody,
cup final.
bit moody in an
but somehow,
airport.
when he's on the television screen and there are 4 people, he sort of disappears because he has what is known as the opposite of a personality. He absolutely
Yeah,
disappears. Redneck, that one Del Boy, and then next to Smith,
St. John.
Richard Keys. I obviously hate Arsenal. Next to Smith, Ian St. John. They've wheeled out Saint out of Saint and Greaves.
Out of nowhere, it was
He
suddenly
must be
like,
getting on
blimey,
now.
he's got
And
to be
the
70.
reason they brought him out was because it's the 50th anniversary
Shankly, yeah.
of Bill Shankly being appointed as Liverpool manager.
Yeah.
So I don't remember in the 80s there ever being a big thing about it as a 50th anniversary of Herbert Chapman being appointed Arsenal manager.
No, we're local.
Oh, this is a big deal, apparently, right? So then Liverpool, they play well in the first half. And Redknapp and St John, they're all up. We're 1-0 up. We look good. We've got Torres. We've got Gerrard. We're good. They're midgets. And then and Smith's looking a bit miserable. Basically, what he wants to say is, we are so woeful. I wanted to text him, but I ain't got his number. And then, at the end of the game, Smith's trying not to laugh because he'd absolutely thumped him. Shavin scored one of the best goals I've ever seen.
Lovely shot there.
In terms of a strike, off balance.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Unbelievable.
In before he moved. It's great.
Oh,
to see.
great goal.
Yeah, but,
Great goal.
there's only 1 or 2 players in the world. There was a guy on the radio saying it was only Messi and him can do that.
No, I'll tell you, the only other player who can do that, Ian Wright, is the only other player
Ian Wright could
who
do
would
that.
suddenly, in or around the penalty area, out of nothing, when you're off balance, bang, it's in the corner of the net.
Yeah.
And you think, how's he done that?
Yeah.
They used to do it all the time.
Anyway, let's get to the crying. Come on.
So then he goes, so Ian, what do you think? They've got a long time to fill. Obviously, Benitez is in the dressing room, hanging out the tortilla and whatever, what he does. I think he dishes out food, doesn't he? So they couldn't get an interview with him for ages. So they're talking to him, and they say, well, it's 50 years since Shanks. What do you think? And in St John, his eyes filled up. He welled up,
very upset.
and it's live, and they can't cut to anything
Oh,
else.
no.
Richard Keys didn't know what to do.
Oh, well,
he
no,
really should have
those-
leant over and hugged him.
Oh, one of
That's
those
what he needed.
embarrassing
That's what he
moments.
needed at that
Oh,
point.
no.
Jamie tightened his tie.
Yeah.
Even
Smudger
more.
just had that slightly vacant look.
I don't think he was aware that it was happening.
All the
Yeah.
show was out of here.
And he said, so 50 years ago, and Saint was going, it's our best team. It's our best team.
Yeah.
It's not.
He was welling up. I mean,
Oh,
it was
was it not?
really... You're looking at him
Oh.
thinking, blimey, he's lost it here.
Come on, lots of clubs have had a great era where they were the best team around. Then yours was ended 20 years ago and started 40 years ago.
Not exactly short of trophies, are
You
they?
can't live on this any longer. You've been nowhere near winning the league
I think
since
the crying-
1990.
I think the crying is the realisation that is the case. I think he's just, he's thought, blimey,
Well,
we
Saw
are
that fate
not very
welling up.
good.
Because when they're winning, they're not magnanimous. They're not good winners.
Do you think it's time to bring out You'll Never Walk Alone, sort of as a tribute record for Ian St John? Raise funds, get some tissues.
The Saint weeping made me laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, he really, honestly, his eyes were really full of tears.
Yeah, they were.
And he
Anyway,
couldn't go
brief
on.
mention about Tottenham having a little fracas, the fan, and they're
Oh,
going to
you're
get
talking
together,
about
aren't
Benoit Asuakotto?
they? Yeah.
What happened?
What,
What actually happened?
One of the Spurs fans, as he's leaving the pitch, said to him, "You're shit."
Yeah, pretty much. And
he
the
went
guy
over
went,
and-
I'm not having it.
Akotto went over and lamped him.
Yeah.
He hit him.
Yeah. Well, what it said in my paper was
Unattempt.
he pushed him in the face.
That's
Now-
a hit.
But
That's a hit.
apparently
That's a hit.
they're going to get together
It's a
now.
slap at the least, isn't it? But it's slap.
Make
is-
up. They're going to get together and make
In
up.
what sense? What they're
Well,
going
it's
to go
like,
for dinner
I'm
or
sorry I did it, blah, blah, blah. I hope they have a fight again. That would be great.
something? Right.
The apparently he's from Norway, the fan, which is surprising.
A Norwegian Tottenham fan
Yeah.
slaps Benoit Asuakotto. Where's he from?
I think he's French,
Football
or
is
is he Moroccan?
What is-
What is he?
French
Cameroon.
Cameroon.
French Cameroon. I mean, to be fair to him, he's not a bad left back.
He's all right. He's
What-
decent.
I think
Did a nice turn the other day, I
The truth
thought.
is, I think the Spurs fans they couldn't believe they had a player who actually could give a toss. Who, having lost 1-0 at home, woefully to Wolves.
Wolves, wasn't
Which
that
really
brilliant?
was really a very funny result indeed.
It's a great weekend.
Was really hacked off about it.
Yeah.
Rather than just walk off and get in his Bentley, it was really, really livid about it.
Yeah. Well,
And,
no player likes to be criticised like that. He was up close. He was obviously pissed off that they'd lost.
We
And he
say
thought-
no player, but all players get it.
Yeah, they do, but they don't like it, do they?
Most
And
of them don't know it.
But if you lost 1-0 at home to Wolves and somebody's abusing you,
If
and
so-
it,
if
did
you've
he
lost
just say
1-0 at
you're-
home to Wolves and someone's gone, you're shit. You are
Is
shit.
it just what
Yeah.
he said?
You
You're
just-
shit.
you-
Was there any mention of his French Cameroonian ancestry? I mean, who knows
No.
what he said? No. I mean,
I don't know.
Maybe just don't like
I
Norway.
haven't followed the story that closely.
I don't think that just saying your shit will be enough
I
to get
just
someone
wanted
to
to
lamp
say,
someone.
you know, Benoit Suikoto is a gooner, but I couldn't make a song out of it because his name is so ridiculous. And he's obviously some sort of joke French Cameroon anagram. It's not even a proper name. How can you have so many vowels in one name? It's got 3 vowels in the middle word alone. Anyway, fair play to you for going in the crowd and slapping a Tottenham fan. Now, Ian, you wanted to talk about Jens Lehmann having a piss during the game.
Do you hear this story?
No, I've been, as I say, I've been on Mugabe lockdown. I don't buy any newspapers until we've won again.
Keith Dover goes on a Robert Mugabe media lockdown whenever we lose a match. He forbids any free press in the Walthamstow
I
area.
don't,
what?
I
If
don't
we
have
were
any radio on. After
If we were
Chelsea,
Liverpool right now, you wouldn't have heard much in the last 6 months, would you?
I tell you, it was a period last season I didn't buy a newspaper. No,
Wow.
radio was. In fact, I broke a radio when Liverpool done us in the Champions League because I woke up. The
That
radio
was
went
worth
on.
a broken radio, that result.
No, because
How
Linda-
big was it? A digital radio?
No,
Was
it's one of those small ones. Linda set it to Radio 4, so I'm thinking I'm safe. I ain't going to hear anything. It comes
We
on.
go at this point.
You'll never walk alone. Oh, Liverpool won last night. You know, like Groundhog Day, Bill Murray, I just went smash, smash. And she went, oh, that helps, doesn't it?
Would it help you? They would have stopped
Was
talking
it,
about the game.
was it Linda's radio?
It
you
was,
broke?
actually, yeah. So-
You smashed up Linda's
Yeah.
radio.
Yeah, it was a keepsake.
But you think Radio 4, normally it's Yasser Arafat or someone on there, isn't it? You know?
Not lately.
Normally it's Yasser Arafat.
Yes,
on
someone from the PLO,
Almost
you know,
all the time.
Hamas, you know.
His output over the years. Well, even Humphrey Littleton.
It's a fair bit more to Radio 4. They've got so narrow lately. It was
Are you
PLO.
aware? Are you aware that Yasser Arafat is even dead? Do you even know that?
I am, but
Well, how do you claim? What are you claiming he's on Radio 4
I'm
for?
saying
Then?
someone of that ilk, someone of the
that ilk.
PLO,
Not mentioning the
Hamas,
football.
you
They're not
know,
talking about
of
the
that.
football.
They're not talking about the football.
No, so
But-
if you're not talking about football, you're talking about the PLO.
Yeah, Sod's Law, bang. Next morning, 7 o'clock, when you
Sod's
walk
Law?
through a
What does
storm.
Sod's
Oh.
Law bang mean?
Sod's Law means, oh, they have to be them, and bang is me hitting the radio. That's what that is.
Anyway,
So
Jens
anyway,
Lehmann.
Anyway,
Jens
digress.
Lehmann.
I saw a thing right where Jens Lehmann wanted to go to the toilet in the middle. No, I've never seen this before. Needed to go to the toilet in the middle of a game.
He did.
And went behind the goal while the game's going on.
Yeah, but they were doing some rebuilding work, so they had just a construction site there. I don't
so
think
he
there was
went.
anyone in there.
What was one of those chemical portaloos behind the goal?
No,
Did he go in
no.
there?
He went behind an advertising hoarding, and there was a couple of because everyone was looking at the other end because the game was
You know
going
what
on.
makes me think? It means he's totally taken money from the people who put that advertising hoard in there in the first place.
To pee by the
Yeah,
advertising
could
hoarding.
you go over?
How many goals was
go over
Stuttgart
towards
up
it?
at this point? And he must have felt safe to think, oh, come on, I've got time for a piss.
It was,
here,
I don't
haven't
know, maybe there was an injury or
Yeah.
something, you know, but he decided to go and have a piss while the game was going on.
Well,
the
let's
other
say,
end.
thankfully, it was just a piss, you know, I mean.
Yeah, and then they asked this German guy on the radio, and they said, they said, well, what do you think of this disgusting behaviour? And he went, well, it's not disgusting, really. He just needed to go to the toilet.
Well, marathon runners do it all the time, don't they?
Yeah,
I mean,
pull a
Can't
racket.
they stop the game if he needs to go? Can't he go to ref?
Ref.
I really
Need
to
the
go
loo.
to
Put your hand
toilet.
up. But
It's not really seeking an unfair advantage, is it?
no, but he got away with it, as it turned out, except a couple of photographers
so
were
you
looking the other way.
You got
And-
away with it. It's
yeah.
all over the internet.
Yeah,
Is this a
quite.
sign, though? Maybe, you know, he's going a bit didlow. He's never did have a full deck, you know.
Can I ask you about sports personality of the year?
Didn't watch it.
No, I didn't.
Nah,
watch it.
no.
Didn't
it's
watch
not
it.
mine,
Don't
yeah.
really care. It's
No.
got
There's a
two.
little thing about Ryan Giggs has won it, right? There's a little thing that the bookie is not happy because the bookies had a late run of bets and they think there's been a leak and someone let it out that he'd won, and loads of people have made loads of money on it.
Right. So, well, what?
Nothing.
Exactly. No, I mean, in the end, it's a bit dull now, isn't it? Because there's no clips. It used
Ryan
to be.
Giggs is dull.
Well, it used to be all the clips that you'd see the
Don't
sport.
show the
Personality
clips,
of the year.
Yeah, it's a bit
Like
unfortunate.
when Sally Gunnell win it.
Yeah.
Sally Gunnell was sports person. Mind you, Sally Gunnell was like Lady Gaga compared to Ryan
Didn't a horse
Giggs.
Yeah.
win it one year?
He was-
Didn't Red Rum?
No, he
win
never
it?
won it. They just had him on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
What, hosting it?
It didn't really work, to be honest with
No,
you.
that was a bad
bit
year,
messy,
wasn't it?
yeah.
They talk to you, the BBC, as if this is the most important
They
sporting
do.
trophy
They
it's
do.
possible
And
to
it's-
win.
yeah, just
right.
And it
Rugby
could
champion.
not come lower down my list of priorities
Although
for
ju-
Arsenal at the beginning of a season. What I'd like to clean up, right?
Yeah.
Champions League,
Yeah.
Premiership,
Ship.
not necessarily in that order, FA Cup, Carling Cup, whatever. Sports personality? No. I'd rather have the Golden Boot as top scorer. I'd rather have Goal of the Month for October.
Yeah.
PFA award.
Why do they bother with
Team
it?
of the year. We'll have Team of the Year, assuming that we won stuff.
Team of the
then-
year will be us or Wigan Athletic Club. No, Wigan Rugby Club.
George
They're-
Graham was
yeah,
incensed
rubbish.
the year when we won the FA Cup and the League Cup that we didn't get a mention. I know he was outraged.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they didn't like
He
us.
often is. Hey, listen, we've got Betfair are doing a thing again. If you go to, this is an email address I like, bit.ly/get30, right? This is the deal, right, with Betfair. If you bet £10, you can get a free £30 bet.
Yeah.
But you do have to go to bit.ly/get30. Betfair promotion. And you can bet on the whole game. Well, you can also bet on Burnley away tomorrow.
Oh God, yeah, that's going to
While
be a
we're
tough
sitting
one,
here
isn't it?
gassing, we're playing Burnley away.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows with this team? We'll see what happens when who turns up.
What will
First
the
half
side
or
be?
second half. then.
Danielson's out, which I like Danielson, but Diaby's in. I prefer Diaby's better player. But will he be awake?
How's Ramsey? Don't tell me he's injured, is he?
Ramsey's about. He's on the bench.
oh, that's
Him and
good.
Wilshere are sitting on the bench going, one day all of this will be ours.
Yeah.
Yeah. and Marida's probably going to take
Yeah,
him.
Oh, he
Marida's
was
home
good
going,
again.
one day I'll be
Yeah.
playing in Spain where it's sunny.
Got to say, good shout to the boys for Olympiacos. They did play well out there, didn't they?
Well, they did play well, but they lost, Keith.
Vela missed a
That's
couple
because I
of good
watched
chances.
the game. you see.
Oh, yeah, Keith. What were you
What was I
thinking?
thinking? But, you know, it's
Terrible.
good
I mean,
spirit.
Kyle Bartley looks like a proper centre back. By the way, he looks a bit
Yeah,
like a young
he
Rio.
does.
He looks really good. I think we picked him up from Bolton or something, and it's supposed to be good for a while. Captain of the Youth Cup team that won last year. He looked superb, and then he dived in. Kerry Gilbert.
Slightly dived in.
Kerry Gilbert got a bit caught out by the guy, and
But he
then
does, I'm
Fabianski rushed out doing his flapping arms
his
panic, and
thing.
we were 1-0
Why don't
down.
they put a bungee rope on him so he can only go
Stay,
so far
yeah.
out, and then when he reaches, just boom, pulls him back in again.
It's not the most stupid idea
No,
I've ever heard.
I like that.
Because he can't stop himself. But Almunia was the same.
Yeah.
He was forever running out. Do you know he's done it
Yeah,
twice
yeah,
against
yeah,
Man U, where he's got it
huge.
virtually to the corner flag.
Yeah.
Here I go. Oh,
And then the ball's come across to Ronaldo, who's got an open goal with not even a goalkeeper in it. At which point your back four are entitled to say to the goalkeeper, "Get in goal!"
Yeah.
But he doesn't do that.
No.
So do you think we're going to beat? I think we can beat Burnley and Hull.
Well, I hope so.
That'll
I
be
think
Phil,
we're gonna
that'll be
beat-
Phil Brown.
You'll be
I
on
think-
text
I
alert.
think we can beat Hull. Burnley away is a tough game. It's a tough game.
Yeah.
Why is it tough?
Because they've got a very good team
record?
thing and a spirit at home, haven't they? They've won
Come
4
on,
out
get
of
the
5.
ball down and pass it round them. They're hopeless.
They beat Man United.
Yeah, but that was a freak result in August, wasn't it? That's nothing to go on.
No, it isn't anything to go on, except they've won 4 out of 5 home games, haven't they? Or 5 out of 6, whatever it is. They do win a lot at home. That's
We
a tough game.
must beat them.
Well, you say that, but a lot of teams won't beat them.
You're telling me we're not going to win tomorrow, aren't you?
No, we
No,
haven't.
I'm saying I think if we get a draw and it's been a tough, tight game, we should take a
A
point.
draw?
Do you know what? One has to be.
No.
No, you think
No,
we should beat
you
Burnley?
want-
away?
you want
Burnley?
annihilation,
That's
that's it.
humiliating.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, it's 1 point more than Man United got this season.
But that's... Man United. How we lost to them, I don't know. We're
I don't
better
know
than
either.
Man United.
Yeah, we are.
We are better than Man United.
Yeah, well,
Chelsea, I'm a bit worried about.
If we win our game in hand, we're above them on goal
We are
difference,
better
so
than Man.
are
We're better than everyone. Chelsea, I am worried about, but Chelsea, much to my glee, have started letting in hilarious freak own goals.
And
That's what
Cech,
I-
right?
yeah,
You're talking
yeah,
about a
yeah.
proper goalkeeper. Peter Cech
He
was
hasn't been proper since that little Irish bastard from Reading kneed him in the head on purpose, and that
Stephen
was on
Hunt.
purpose, by the way.
I'm not sure. I
And
look at it.
apologies to other Irish people who might, because it did slightly sound like the word Irish was pejorative there.
Well, he's still got part of his skull missing, hasn't he? So,
But that was,
you know.
he deliberately kneed him in the
Has
head.
he still got part of his skull
Yeah, that's
missing?
what I
When you
heard
say
the other day.
missing,
Well,
Has he got it in a
it's- I
box?
don't mean it's like, it's somewhere on the Reading pitch.
none
you
of
know.
his skull came off.
Well, allegedly, Al,
It
don't
did
shoot
not-
the messenger,
none of
right?
his skull
They said-
fell out on the
They
Majeski
said
pitch.
on the radio, it's part of his skull is missing.
No, they didn't say on the radio.
They did. Oh, it weren't on the main news. Gordon Brown's gone.
It
to
wasn't on
Iraq.
Radio 4, was it?
You know,
Having PLO and Palestine and all the rest of it. Yasser Arafat. On
They
and
might
on
have
and
had
on.
to taken a bit
What
out.
about
No.
Peter
No.
Cech's skull?
His skull isn't missing. He had a depressed fracture.
Look,
Well,
It doesn't
you
mean
made
the
depressed.
fracture is a little bit down, by the way.
I bet Chelsea fans are probably going to be texting in now going, actually, it is missing, and I've got it. It's probably in the souvenir shop.
Since
they're selling it.
Chelsea beat us 3-0, and then they lost at Man City, and they drew with Everton with the sequence of
And lost-
hilarious Everton goals.
and lost,
Yeah.
lost to Blackburn on penalties in the Carling Cup
That was
as
very
well.
funny
that
as
was
well.
good.
So it's all got to pieces. for it.
So
More
They
than
look
the
like
blip.
Superman
What do we
3 weeks
think?
ago. Well, we're in it, aren't we? That's the point.
Yeah.
We are in it.
Back in the game.
You know, and that's what
Only
counts.
we had a decent centre forward. We had the best
We've
centre forward in the league. I
Andre
thought.
Arshavin is playing all right.
Really? Can he really sustain that? up
Who
front?
knows? Listen, I know he's only 5'5", but he is a grown
He's
man.
5'4".
He's 5'4".
Oh, he's 5'4".
They reckon 5'5"
We've
in the
got
Playback.
Arshavin, caddy boy. Oh.
Yes, well, Arshavin is good enough to play in that
What
position.
about that bloke
It's
they
just
brought on?
Stuart Little's
It's
rocking
never
boots.
worked. It's never worked.
How can
before.
someone that small kick a ball so hard?
Well, that's the point, isn't it? So
We
he's
got
got
this
that
guy
advantage.
Suni. Did you see him? He was over 6 foot. What happened there? How did we?
Jill Sunu.
Yeah, how did we?
He's an 18-year-old French kid. He's in the reserves.
Yeah, but
he's
he's over
nowhere near good enough.
I know. I'm not saying playing, but he's over 6
He
foot.
just
That's
likes
what I'm
the height.
surprised at.
It's
What
just
happened?
purely about height. That's all
Surely,
it is.
you know,
And I understand what you're saying. That's what you said. Who should we buy? Like, who should we buy in the January transfer window? Someone tall.
Yeah, well, listen, lad. You can go on Betfair and have a bet. £30. We will beat Hull, so you could do that. But I also think we will definitely beat Burnley. Put your 30 quid on that.
Well, try.
We will take
forecast.
emails at alphagravs@playbackmedia.co.uk. We're on Twitter at Arsenal Podcast. We will carry on going on like this
regardless.
for some time, but this podcast is over. Thank you very much,
Thank
boys.
you.
Happy Christmas.
This is a Playback Media production. To listen to all our football podcasts, visit playbackmedia.co.uk. If you would like to sponsor or advertise on this show, give our marketing partners at Sports Revolution a call on 0207 580 2580 or drop them a line at info@sportsrevolution.co.uk.